When you hear about a small town experiencing a boom, it usually conjures up a specific set of images. You might picture sprawling new residential developments paving over empty fields, or massive corporate retailers breaking ground on the edge of the highway. But look at how money actually moves in this scenario. As residents drive out of town to big box stores for supplies, capital flows right out of the central town. It gets absorbed by distant corporate hubs, leaving local streets and infrastructure starved for investment. Rafael and Mirtha Aguilera weren't focused on those distant corporate hubs. They were just focused on their own backyard in Elsa, Texas. They spent their free time building doghouses, putting up fences, and tackling whatever projects their own home needed. Economic foundations take shape at the granular level, driven by residents who are already doing the physical work of building their own community. The Aguileras decided to channel that DIY passion into a commercial scale. They took over an aging hardware store sitting right in the heart of Elsa, originally constructed back in the 1940s. Their approach to the space was highly practical. As Rafael explained, an older building can still look and function like a modern one. They overhauled the interior, refreshed the layout, and reorganized the inventory to create a clean, organized shopping experience. The objective was to build an environment where residents felt comfortable stopping in to ask questions, a store the community could be genuinely proud to walk into. Upgrading physical retail spaces is a key step in changing consumer habits, encouraging local shoppers to stay in town rather than seeking out larger retailers elsewhere. Hardware stores can be intimidating if you don't know exactly what you're looking for. Rafael and Mirtha used their previous retail experience to strip away that friction, focusing on organization and a welcoming environment for everyone, from first-time DIYers to older residents. To grow the business, they relied on a strategy they called the feedback loop. This flowchart maps out that process. Every transaction became a focus group. They simply asked customers what projects they were working on. That active listening fed their ordering process, allowing them to scale their inventory organically, bringing in exactly what residents were looking for. A hyper-local feedback loop creates a competitive advantage. Large out-of-town corporate algorithms try to predict what a region might buy, but they cannot replicate the accuracy of a business owner simply talking to their neighbors over the counter. As that inventory grew, the customer base expanded. They were still serving the weekend homeowners, but soon, professional contractors started relying on Express Hardware for local jobs during the week. The real test of their capacity arrived when they secured a contract to supply the materials for a major school district painting project. This diagram illustrates the scale of that challenge. You have a massive school district order on one side and a relatively small independent storefront on the other. Handling that volume of supplies is a logistical hurdle traditionally reserved for massive regional suppliers. Express Hardware executed the massive order successfully. As Rafael noted, it proved that even a smaller shop could handle major jobs, effectively proving they can compete with almost anybody. Local businesses prove their long-term viability by delivering on high-stakes, macro-scale commercial contracts, moving beyond simple community loyalty. With a proven customer-first model and a track record of fulfilling large contracts, the Aguileras expanded their operations to match their success. Today, Express Hardware operates out of a new location, sitting directly on one of the busiest streets in Elsa. This expanded facility allows them to keep a massive variety of tools and materials right in town, offering residents even more options close to home while employing several local residents. This growth is a clear indicator of the town's activity. When a local business outgrows its original space, it adds jobs and keeps more service options within the city limits. Zooming out to the city limits, you can see how Elsa itself is evolving, with new neighborhoods and businesses opening up. This model shows the economic multiplier effect, a metric showing how money stays in a community. When $1 is spent at a shop like Express Hardware, it splits and circulates. It pays local wages, it funds municipal taxes, and flows into other nearby businesses. Independent businesses operating at this level are clear indicators of the positive momentum taking shape across the entire city. Sustainable economic growth in any community is built when passionate locals decide to invest in their own hometown.